2008 Saturn Astra. 2 years ago, I put in a new input speed sensor into the transmission on this car, and the reason is because it was leaking like a sieve. Well, here we are again with it leaking like a sieve again. Let me show you what I got. Alright, so we're going over to the driver's side, or the left front of the vehicle. I've already got the wheel pulled off, as you can see. And I'll see if I can show you here. There's the transmission right there, and you'll notice it's wet. Well, now you can see why it's wet. That is our input speed sensor, and it's leaking again. So the little O-ring around it has failed. I probably could have just replaced the O-ring and been done with it, but I'm going to go ahead and replace the whole sensor. Well, I hope that I can film this and also get in there and work. You're kind of like right where I need to be, but that's okay. So what I need to do is take this, there's a bolt right here, take that out, then that I'll unplug this harness, of course, and this pops out. It will leak some transmission fluid out, so I'll get a pig mat or something underneath to catch it, and then I'll pull this one out and then put the new one in. So on this harness, on this plug, there's you got to get underneath this little guy right here with a pick, and you have to pry out so that that piece right there comes out, and then because that hooks over a piece on the sensor itself. So we'll set that aside. I'll go get a wrench. I'm surprised that's not an e-Torx. It's probably because this is the Astra transmission, so they didn't use e-Torx. So I'll go grab, I don't know what that would be. I'll just go grab something until I get it right. Alright, that's 10 millimeter. I got a little 10 millimeter socket on a 1/4 inch drive. Okay. I'll give this a clean with some brake clean once I get everything put back together. I need to get a pair of pliers. We'll see here if I can get this. Got it. Here's the old one. No trans fluid leaking, so I guess that's good. Alright, let's go to the bench and compare this to the new one to make sure I got the right part. Alright, the part I'm replacing here is on the top. This one you can see. I think probably the issue is that O-ring right there just flattened out, and so fluid is able to get past it when the car is running. I have noticed some erratic shifting, particularly on hills. When you're going down a hill, for example, it wants to shift like up into third, which is really weird, rather than just kind of coast. So I'm going to guess that that has something to do with it. Here's the new one. It is identical. This is a Hella. I can't remember what I bought. This is probably something cheap I bought before. I can't recall. I could probably go back in my old footage and find it. I went with a Hella this time. Still not super expensive, but it looks like that's the part, so let's go ahead and get that put in. Okay. I got a little ATF on this O-ring. Kind of lube it up so I can get this thing put in there, get it seated. There, it snapped. And by snapped, I mean it snapped into place. Not snapped as in it broke. Now I'm going to put this little bolt back in. It does have a washer on it, so I made sure it was still there. The torque spec on this, I could look up in the book. It's going to be not very much. So I'm just going to use my head, not my arm strength. Probably measured in inch-pounds. And that ought to do it. I would think so. Yep. All right, plug it in. Let me wipe this connector off a little bit more. And there it is. Pretty easy replacement there. Clean this up a little bit more, add some brake clean on there. So I'll be able to tell it's leaking again. And we'll hope not. All right, I got the wheel back on. Everything's buttoned back up, torqued to spec. Everything's good there. So the next thing we'll need to do is take it out for a test drive. So I'll do that here in a little bit, but I think that's pretty much going to take care of the problem. I've got a hill that I can drive on not too far from here that should be able to see if it's going to do any weird shifting on it, but I think everything's going to be fine. So that should button it up and take care of this job, and we'll see what the next one brings. Thanks.